just the start. What's up, y'all? Thanks for stopping by the obviously Lee Authentic channel. My name's Leah, that's spelled L-E-A and not L-E-A-H. So before we get into this video, because this will be the review, or I guess the season finale for Growing Up Hip Hop, I want to encourage all of y'all to go subscribe to Bondi's Blues backup channel. I think it's called Relax with Bondi, and if I don't, what's it called? I'll put the name down at the bottom to make sure that I'm correct, so you can go to Google it and type it in. But unfortunately, she lost her main channel, and if you don't know who Bondi Blue is, she's a content creator. I've been watching her since the Bad Girls Club review days, so I've been a part of the squad for a while. But unfortunately, her channel got taken down, and it seems like YouTube isn't giving a good... They're not being helpful into helping her correct the situation so she can get her channel back. She had 89 subscribers, I think, or 86. So she was well on her way, like, to 100K. So please, if you have the time today, or if you can, share with everybody her new channel, which is Relax with Bondi, and get the word out, because it's horrible. Even I'm new, and I ain't got nowhere near as many followers as she has. I just started this channel like 5 months ago. But it sucks that she has content almost, I think she's been on YouTube for almost like 10 years or maybe more than that. And she has thousands upon thousands of videos, and to lose all of that in one night has to hurt. So please definitely check out her new channel. It's called Relax with Bondi, and subscribe, and then share with your people to subscribe, because she makes good content. If you don't know what her content is, she's a reviewer and a commentator, but when I tell you she had me rolling, she is funny. She reviews almost everything from like Love After Lockup, which I love, Love After Lockup, Real Housewives shows. She does, if you don't have Zeus, she reviewed Jocelyn's Cabaret and Baddies ATL. And she also does scripted shows like 911 and All American and Raising Kanan. Is it Kanan? I think it is Raising Kanan. The next book after the first power. So yeah, check her out, y'all. Really, please check her out. So let's get into this. Again, this is the season finale, because Brianna is the commentator and the narrator of the show, and she said the finale. So I'm like, okay, so I guess this is the finale, but let's get into it, y'all. So we still at the showcase. Things are going. Egypt about to go up on stage. Sam is doing the most, and he's aggravating me with how much he is doing, because I don't mind him cheering her on and bigging her up, because that is what you want from your significant other. But it's the way in which you do it. Because now it seems like, you're pulling the attention away from her performance with your antics in the back. Because she comes on stage, and you know, like, where my lip gloss? She like, everybody make some noise. He in the background like, make some noise. And I'm like, shut up. Then she's doing her performance, she's dancing, she's singing, the song sounds okay, and then they do a juxtaposition of like them to get like hers on stage, you know, with the mic singing and stuff, and then him in the background doing it with her, because I guess he practiced with her, but he's louder than her. And it gave me very much Toddlers and Tiaras. When I used to love watching that show. Them little kids was just wild and rude, but I loved it. When the moms or the dads or the pageant coach is like in the audience, and the little girl is doing her moves, and the dad or the mom or the pageant coach is like doing it too. And I'm like, you're distracting. But at least on Toddlers and Tiaras, they weren't saying the words. They were being really quiet, and maybe that was because you get penalties if you're like loud or interrupt the performance. But Sam is being loud, and he's being distracting. And I was glad when the brat was like, bro, it's okay for you to support your boo and everything, but calm down. And I was like, thank you, because she looked around like, oh, he tripping. And he was, and I was mad at Pep, because I'm like, get him. Let Egypt have her moment. Like, get him, bro. And she was just sitting there, just all into Egypt. And I'm like, and then they showed how far away Sam was from the judges, he was right behind them. If the like, it would be so annoying if this was really like a large event, not an event that had to be condensed because of the virus, and he was like in the audience wilding out. I feel like somebody would have checked him by then. But I guess because they're filming, nobody wanted to be disrespectful like that. But I'd have been disrespectful. So she's doing her thing. She's dancing. She finishes. You could tell that Pep was nervous the whole time she was performing, because when Uncle Luke gave his commentary, she was staring at him like a deer caught in headlights. Like, she was scared he was going to say something kind of foul, but he didn't. But I was glad that Debrat was the one that was very much, she gave an honest critique, in my opinion. She told her, she was like, you have good like stage presence and stuff, but you got lost. And then she asked her, do you write your own songs? And Egypt was like fumbling. And I'm like, no, you don't. Sam writes everything. And maybe he critiques it, but I feel like if she writes something, she automatically gives it to Sam, and then Sam probably like gives her the red pen of death and marks up everything and creates a whole new song. Because in the confessional, which he need to stop vaping, that's probably why he look old. He be vaping all the time, and he need to chill out. I'd rather you smoke the reefer, as the old people say, than vape, because we have evidence that vaping be killing people's lungs faster than cigarettes. So he need to do something with that. But like I was saying, y'all, my bad. He just get on my nerves. Sam just gets up, because he was just doing so much, and it was very obnoxious. And everybody can see how obnoxious it is, but I don't understand how Tretch and Peppa don't see that. And I know Tyran sees it, but I think Tyran has just gotten to the point with his family that he's just like, they gonna do what they want to do. I'm gonna do me, and they gonna do what they want to do. Because even if Tyran were to interject, I feel like they would still cape for Sam. So, like, it ends up being a 3-way tie. Soraya, I think I said that girl name, she shook like, what? And this is my thing. I think Egypt got special treatment. And the reason why I think Egypt got special treatment is because she's a part of the show, and because Pep was there. Because Soraya and Egypt's performance to me was similar, because they were both singing with a track. You could hear the difference when they would start to sing over the track. I'll give Egypt credit that she was doing more with like her dance moves and stuff. But other than that, I was like, it was the same performance. So it should have been a 4-way tie, in my opinion, if we was going to do that. But I was being realistic, I think that Jax and Twist's artist should have been the only two to get the to win. Because Twister's artist, I liked the song he was playing. I was like, okay, I can see myself in the car bumping this if this came onto the radio. And then the Jax girl, I was like, okay, like, I sometimes like alternative rock. And I was like, she sounded pretty decent. But everybody else, like Eric artist with that lackadaisical twerking, Egypt was decent, and Soraya was decent, but I don't think they were like winner worthy, in my opinion. So I don't know. Sam just annoyed me. Sam just annoyed me. So it's the next, I was about to say the next day. We still in the party, and Soraya goes over to, Brianna. Brianna's song sounded really good. I was happy for Brianna. She sounded I liked the whole neo soul thing. I didn't like how the brat was trying to like low-key shade her with the whole thing. Like, she didn't care what she looked like. I was like, clearly she was going for an aesthetic. Like, you always go for an aesthetic. Like, you still stuck back in 1994. So, miss me with that. But, we get Soraya versus Tanise. So, this is my thing. I don't see it for Cree. I don't. She pissed me off with this whole situation because she made the situation worse. And then she went around bad-mouthing Soraya to everybody, knowing good and well, like, you hold more weight because you are a seasoned regular. So don't get me wrong. Like I said in my last video, Soraya came on hard, and she came out very bitchy and very bitter. And she didn't really give good, like, her reasoning for being upset or angry with Angela and them was stupid. But my issue, like, in this situation, I think Everybody was to blame. Denise looked the damn fool because you're pregnant. You just opened up the season talking about how you had a miscarriage. Why are you trying to get buck and gully with some girl you don't even know? And then I got that she got upset because she started looking at the cameras, because I guess she felt like Soraya was just egging it on, trying to start a fight. But I was like, you were the one that was mainly aggressive. Like, you were being very aggressive. And I was like, the girl did have a right to be like, is there an issue? Because you made a face at Savannah. So, like, you can't make a face and then when somebody presses you, you get all bold and big and bad, but you look stupid. Because, like you said, y'all know my situation. You know your situation. Soraya don't know your situation. So why do you expect her to give you that grace of not pressing you when nobody else knows that you're pregnant? So you look stupid. To me, I say to me. I won't say y'all, because I don't know how y'all feel about it. But y'all probably tell me in the comments. But she looked dumb to me because you're the one that's pregnant. Nobody else knows that you're pregnant. And then Soraya just looks stupid. But I get her wanting to say something because she's trying to get camera time. But she still looks stupid because they're like, what Denise said in the last episode was not a dig. You were just on defense because you came into uncharted territory and you already know you had a problem. Savannah and Cree are messy because Savannah, if you're trying to be cool with Soraya, why are you telling Cree her business? And then Cree, why are you adding more and like adding insult to injury by being like, so you just got a problem with the Simmons? Girl, the Simmons don't even mess with you like that. I guarantee you, if you weren't even on this show, you would be a nobody to them. Even if if you were not attached to Uncle Luke, you would be a nobody. You just made yourself look, to me, messy as I don't know what. Because then you walked around the whole entire party like you instigated the fight low key, because you like it was already the situation was already tense. And then you made it worse. Then Denise getting up, and then I guess I'm telling you, Sayora probably felt like, oh, all these people don't mess with me, so she grabbed a drink. So I was just kind of like, somebody come get somebody. Luckily, JoJo popped in there. I don't like how the Simmons are like throwing their weight around, because we then see the next day, we see, what's her name? Vanessa and Cree meet up. And basically, Cree is telling the story and making fun of the girl, talking about she had on Kool-Aid braids. And I'm like, in her short time of being on those 2 episodes, her outfits have been way better than yours. So hush, Cree. And then on top of that, Vanessa's talking about like, oh, she don't need to come around no more. And I'm like, y'all are boring. Y'all are boring. So, because I don't like that. I don't like the way that they're doing it, because it's giving me very much like bully, but I don't like using the term bully because everybody on this cast is old enough to drink. It felt very like, it felt like y'all jumped on the girl. Granted, like I said last episode, Soraya came in here all wrong. Like, she made herself look bitter and she made herself just look like a bee for no reason, because it's like, you're not with the dude, so what's your issue? And Angela don't be coming around like that, so you kind of pushed yourself out of a spot to be on the show. But I don't like how Vanessa, Cree, and them are trying to like be like, oh, you got a problem with the Simmons. Sweetie, people fast forward through Angela and Vanessa. The only reason why Angela and Vanessa are still on this season is because people like JoJo and find JoJo entertaining, and people are slightly okay with Denise because Denise is pretty and she don't bother nobody. But if Angela wasn't the EP, or if Vanessa and them weren't the EP, a part of the show, people would be gladly to get them off the show because they add no value to the show. And I'm looking at Cree like, girl, you just got here. You just got here and your attitude is gross. Because I was trying to rock with you, especially with your whole dad situation, because I am on your side with that. But like, you and Savannah are messy. And Savannah, like, for real, why are you telling people's business, but you don't want to be considered messy, but you are messy? Like, y'all are messy. And it's like, it's annoying. So then we get off of that. Angela looked good in her bikini. Her body is fire. We all know that. So then let's get to the sit down with the, the spicy peppers, Maureen, Sean, and everybody. So Maureen got Sam's number. And I love it. I love that Maureen got that boy a number, because when they're in Vegas to have this sit down, and they're in the, I guess, the hotel room, and they're eating, and like saying, like, Tahira, that is her name, isn't it? Tahira. TT is getting her hair curled, Maureen's getting her hair flat ironed, and Sean is just sitting there like eating, and they're talking, and Maureen basically said Sam is a clown. He likes all the theatrics and likes to be very boisterous. And she's telling Sean, like, don't let them get to you. Don't even do that. Hold your composure when he starts them antics. And I said, Maureen know what she see. Maureen see the bull. She see the bull. I like Maureen. So, y'all, the sit down. Y'all, when I tell you. So, let's get the men out the way. I like Sean. When I tell you I like Sean, because when Sean said, I'm not into all of this, like, TV gangster-ish, like, talk to me like a man, I said, you know what, Sean? But yeah, I see why TT like you. With this whole, like, this accent, I don't know if it's like, it's really like it gives me like a Boston accent. But I like Sean. Because Sean said, what I'm not about to do is play with you, little boy. And I said, don't play with him, Sean. So you see, what's his name? Sam's drinking, but at every function he's drinking and vaping, and I don't like it. Because you're killing your lungs, little boy. But you got Sam, Tretch, what's his name? Tyran, and then Sean. And Sean basically asked 3 things. He was like, did you start the rumor about me cheating? Sam said no. Then he also asked, he was like, do you really think Tahira's in love with you? Sam said no. And then Sean said, if there's any more dealings between Tahiri or like TT and what's her name in Egypt, then we just need to stay out of it, like no meddling. And Sam said, okay. Sam was like, I don't want to be cool with you. I want to be family. I was like, see, you do too much. And I was glad that Tretch was like, you doing too much. He is. But I don't believe that. I do not believe that Sam gonna stay out the mess if it gets any worse. I'm hoping that it don't. But yeah. So then we got the thing that we all been waiting for is Maureen, TT, and Peppa and Egypt. Y'all, when I tell you, when TT says, hey Siri, set a timer for 60 minutes, I screamed. I said, oh, she not playing with y'all. And like, so they set the timer and they get it. Cause I guess the baby was in the other room, cause she got up and like walked into the other room, and I think he was in there, and then cause she immediately came to sit back down. But like, y'all, I couldn't really follow this fight. There's only like 3 things that really stuck out to me. No, 4 things. 4 things that really stuck out to me. Number 1, Maureen had a pen and pencil. So that means Maureen was taking notes because she wanted to have order in this meeting. And I was glad she was there. Number 2, Pep is on some BS. I think Pep has never liked TT because she was so quick to like pick at her and be like, she's disrespectful. She always running away. I think she has always had an issue with TT, and it just came out in this way because she just seemed so aggy for no reason. She was like, you always running away. And then TT said, you right. And so she sat back down when she went to walk to the back of the room. And she was like, we always got to do stuff on your time. And I was like, that your time, the way she said it let me know, like, oh, you always had an issue with this little girl. Like, you really she probably wanted, Pep is one of them aunts that don't see it for nobody but her daughter and her family, in the family. Like, she probably don't even really fool with nobody else kids in the family like that. Because she think her daughter is supposed to be the queen bee of the family because she's attached to her. And then the third one is, TT is over y'all. Like, she is really over y'all, and she could clear, like, I think she really cares less about men in this relationship. I think that y'all really tapped on a nerve that, like, y'all haven't seen her baby or checked on her after she had her son, and it's almost been a year. And then on top of that, y'all started the whole thing about Sean, and then we end up finding out, like, you remember last season when she was pregnant, they had TT and Egypt had a conversation, and TT legit was like, I haven't said anything, but y'all have spreaded this rumor to hurt me, and y'all won. And then the fourth thing is like Egypt is severely like hurt by this. And I think it's really the public perception is what really gets to her. And that also shows her age in a sense, because she was like, you got all of my followers. And I'm like, okay, and y'all both still have like a lot of followers. So I'm like, what are you? And she was like, I'm the victim. I'm the victim. And it's like, okay. And then she's like, I'm in therapy. And I'm like, oh, you really like victimize yourself. This was her whole display of emotion showed me that like she really believes the hype of what Sam has been telling her about them two being like the Jay-Z and Beyonce of the show, that they are real stars. I always thought she was just going along to get along with him, but she really believes it. And I was just like, yo. And I think it's also partly to blame is Tretch and Peppa's fault. Did y'all keep calling her a princess and a queen and all of that stuff? And it's like she really hasn't proven herself to be that. And it's just like, I don't know. Because at the end, they seem to come to a common place. But I don't know if it's going to stay that way. I don't think it is. But who cares? I am looking forward to the Tasha K interview she doing with Sam in Egypt. I don't really be watching Tasha K. Like, I'm not subscribed to her, but I saw a clip of like her doing an interview with them, and it looked like pure drama. Cause she's saying that Sam is sleeping with this with two transgender women, and like we all know that he's done that before, but basically he always, when he says because I don't have any problem with nobody, you know. We cool with the LGBTQIA over here. But I guess the thing is like in the clip that I saw with Tasha K and them, it's like a Zoom interview, and she kind of outs the fact that like he been talking to these two trans women, and like Egypt is like she knew about it, but you can tell her reaction that she didn't know about it. So it comes out tonight, I think at 8:00. I'ma watch it because I want to see the shenanery. Because she already posted like screenshots about them saying that like they gonna get their lawyers on Tasha K. And I'm like, Tasha K don't care. Tasha K like Wendy Williams. She don't care. So yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. Remember to be bravely authentic and drop in the comments below. I'm out, y'all. Deuces.